What's up, gamers? How's it going, everyone? I'm actually sitting here editing this, or about to edit this video. So I just wanted to pop on here to say really quick where I've been. And that has been, for the most part, sick. I actually got sick with the norovirus last week. And I was sick from Monday to like late Wednesday. Well, no, Sunday night to like late Wednesday. And I still felt kind of ick like Thursday and Friday. But like at that point, I think I stopped being contagious and I wasn't like really sick. You know what I'm saying? But like I released the video Monday, if you didn't see. That was already planned for. So that was going to release, you know, come heck or high water. You know what I'm saying? Like it was going to release no matter what at that point, because I'd already scheduled it like Friday. No, I scheduled it Sunday morning, I think. I might as well do the YouTuber. By the way, I know I'm like super typical YouTuber close up, move to the other side of the screen, like pulling that fake engagement stuff on you guys, but like I was just going to say, hey, how's it going? It's been a while, and it may be a while again, you know. I'm planning on trying to get this released by Wednesday. So that's kind of like what's been happening. And I actually tried to record this the other day straight from a phone. And I couldn't figure out how to get it to stop recording, because it was like I was tapping the screen and it was like, what's happening? Why won't you stop recording? It was through the YouTube app, so like I couldn't edit it at all. So it was gonna be like, well, this is just how it is. So I may put a piece of that like right here, just for the lulz. So something I do want to say is, I know my first video back is probably going to be Subnautica, and I apologize about that ahead of time, because something I showed in that video is I literally have like a folder full of Subnautica recordings, like 6 recording sessions. I think it's going to average out to be about 8 more episodes. So I've got like Subnautica 3 to 10 already recorded. It's all, you know what? I'm going to be myself. I keep making myself say 10 because of people who make fun of me. I'm going to say it as exaggerated as I can. Okay. Just to get it out one good time. 3 to 10. 10. 3 to 10. And I got 3 to 10 recorded already, and obviously that means I gotta release them, right? You know, all I gotta do is edit and release them. Well, I say all I gotta do, but that's a lot of work. But my point being is, I have no City Skylines recorded. And I haven't had a chance to sit down and record, and I'm going to be extremely busy over the next few days. My actual work is actually caught up as well. Like to say, okay, today's Monday. I'm recording this on Monday. You're probably not going to say it till Wednesday. That should say a lot right there. So, you know, Sunday we have church. So I was like doing church things yesterday. And I've been working on like some orchestral stuff. Kind of in my last couple days of being sick, I was like, well, I'm gonna work on some orchestral stuff and kind of like be somewhat productive, because if you don't know, I have a passion in filmmaking, and that's kind of an extension of what happened because of YouTube. Like, I would not have a passion for filmmaking at all if it weren't for YouTube, I don't think. So that's kind of something that happened because of YouTube, I think. And it was something that just kind of happened almost accidentally, I would say. It was not an intentional thing for me to just say, oh, I'm going to go be a filmmaker or whatever. But part of filmmaking obviously is music, right? And in fact, you've been hearing that song throughout this because I just wanted to show you guys it really quick, and I think you guys are going to really like it. So, Sunday. This is going to be really rambly, by the way, so I apologize for that ahead of time. I just woke up, so Sunday was church things, and then today is Monday. Today is going to be, I'm editing one wedding video, and I'm also editing a camp promotional for our church. So that's 2 editing things today besides this and besides Subnautica that I'm editing today. So I'm editing 4 videos today, something like that, and then Tuesday, which is tomorrow, what I'm wanting to get done is another wedding that I've not even started on video. Like, it's gonna take me like, you know, all day to edit that video, and I want to get completely done with it if possible. I may throw in editing a YouTube video on top of that if I still got anything in me at the end of the day. Probably not, but I'm going to perhaps try. If not, then Wednesday I'm planning on editing a video. And I say all this to say the next couple videos are probably going to be Subnautica because that's just what I have a plenty of. I do have some other random little things I might throw in there that I've had recorded since like December. Like I might just throw in some random stuff because I always have a backlog of games and I'm like, well, I'll keep the footage. I didn't really just love the episode. And there's a couple things that I loved that I was like, I just can't play any more of it right now, so I don't want to release the first episode kind of thing. There's kind of a lot of different like reasons for stuff. So with all that being said, it's pretty simple. Like, so I don't know when to tell you to expect more City Skylines because I don't even know myself. Because I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to record. Thursday, remember today's Monday. Thursday, I am going to be out of house, like probably a majority of the day that I'm awake. Because another pastor in our church branch has asked for my help, and I'm going to go survey his church and tell him, hey, you need this to run XLR here to here, or like, you know, techie stuff. Because I'm a tech guy. I mean, like, it just turned out that way, I guess. It turns out that through YouTube, I learned a lot of nerdy things, like, oh, you're going to need to run this wire from here to here, and you're going to have to, it's going to cost you $50 to run a 50-foot wire here to here, and or, oh, hey, since you're spending so much anyway, wireless is $25, or wireless is $50 too, so why don't you just do it all wirelessly? And that's just kind of like, he just wants me to advise him. And he's going, he has a background in construction, so like, he's actually going to be like cutting the holes in like the stage and stuff to put all the things with the things. Not that I don't know if any of you guys care about any of this, but if you've listened to this point, you probably do. I just kind of want to give you guys insight to like what happens in my day to day, in place of vlogs. Yes, I do have to vlog instead of vlogs happening, because vlogs have not been happening. I mean, they've been happening. I've been recording them. It's just I've not had time to edit those, and because here's my vision for vlogs. I don't want to be this daily vlog channel who vlogs every single day. I think that's pretty obvious that, number one, I'm not interesting enough. Or my daily life probably isn't that interesting. Not enough to have a video every single day. So daily vlogs is never going to happen. You know, even weekly vlogs is probably stretching it. So I'm thinking like, once I get started back maybe every other week, twice a month, or maybe once a month, just have a big all-out vlog. I'm talking like drone footage. Like I'm going to bring out my gimbal and like, you know, for those of you who don't know, I'm a wedding videographer too. And I just happen to have some filmmaking stuff because of that. Like gimbals and like different lenses and stuff that just make my camera look really cool. Which at this distance, the camera looks cool. But like, I'm talking about even more than that. So like, because, I mean, the camera is literally, I'm like having to scrunch up or I'm going to like punch the camera in the face. Like, that's how close I am. Like, I'm touching the camera right now. Like, do you see how close that is to my face? Like, I'm touching the camera. That's how close it is. I don't know if that helps you out at all, because I'm sure the barrel distortion, because it's a white. Anyway, I'm making a rambly video because hopefully this will make up for not uploading, and it'll also be short enough to where it doesn't take 10 years on Kelly's hotspot, because my LAN to that thing is so slow. Like, we have like 20, either between 15 and 25 gigabytes of data before it is just abysmally slow. Like, it is awful. It is certifiably awful. I will be a happy man when we have some sort of wired internet that's got, unlimited or a terabyte of data that no one realistically will ever use. Some parts of Mississippi is starting to get fiber. We live out in the sticks, so probably not us, but the dream's alive, though. The dream's alive that we will eventually, hopefully, get fiber or something. I don't know. One day we'll get internet, and one day YouTube will be easy for me to do every single day. Because right now, technically, between it, the church, and my wedding videography, I'm actually doing YouTube full time. I mean, it's part time, but like, it's my career at this point, if that makes sense. It doesn't seem like it. I promise, like, it don't seem like it, but I try to make up for my lack of upload schedule with lots of production quality. Like, I really put everything into editing. I really, like, it don't look like it. It looks simple, but I promise you, like, I do a lot of color correcting and stuff like that. And I do like lots of audio editing, lots of audio processing that I promise you your typical YouTuber probably doesn't do. And if they do it, they're insane, like me, which is probably how they got to the point where they're at, honestly. And I'm not talking about big YouTuber, right? I'm talking about people my size. People my size don't do the things I do, because I'm trying to make up for the fact that, I work on stuff every day. Don't get me wrong, but I don't upload every day. Does that make sense? Hopefully that made sense. I don't know. But yeah, this is making up for no vlog for a while, and the next vlog is going to be it's like some really touchy subjects. So I'm like really trying to make sure I'm in the right mindset. You'll see what I mean. I filmed a Bible study that we go to, and there were some testimonies given that were, they were personal. I'll put it to you that way. They were very personal, and I really, really, really want to approach it in the right mindset. I've been trying to give, people who are in it time to say, hey, I don't want my testimony shown, because like I said, this would be things that nobody else knows about besides our Bible study at this point. And I don't want to put that out there into the public if they don't want it out there. I mean, not to say I'm just some big YouTuber, but I mean, putting it out to almost 4,000 people, it would not be the same as us 20 or 30 knowing. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to make sure that I approach the editing with the right mindset. And I've also been trying to build up to like me adding something that I said on it too. Not just be, I filmed other people that whole night, because I did not speak that night. But I'm thinking about adding something that I say, just so that I'm in the video at some point. But I don't want to be in the video just to be in the video, if that makes sense. I want to have a very purposeful reason for saying, I'm going to sit down just like this, and I'm going to be in the video. I want to make sure that I know what I'm going to say. I want to make sure that I have something to say before I sit down and just start, because then it would end up just like this. And amongst people who are saying very personal, very deep things, then I'm just like, hi, this is my week. Hopefully I'll be a big YouTuber one day. That's my dream. Cinematography wouldn't be a bad thing either. Hey, like, I really like making films, so like, if I ended up being a cinematographer instead of a YouTuber, that would not be a bad trade-off. Not ideal, but unless I was doing like indie films, but it would not be a bad trade-off if I ended up being a professional videographer or something like that for like music videos and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process with that, and that was kind of my way of telling you guys that as well. I guess I just want you guys to kind of like, I'm not just sat down and talked in a while, and I think my channel is missing that, and because like I used to like I mean, when I had nobody listening to me, I would sit down and talk, and I would really put out how I'm feeling that day. Not massively. It wasn't like every week that I did it, but and this may count as a monthly vlog. Like if I don't go out and do anything, I'll try to have something to say, or I'll just sit down and just start talking. I'll try to think of something. So this is the vlog for the next couple of weeks. I've got 2 filmed right now, and I may even have another one filmed by the time the next one comes out. So, it's going to be a while for vlogs, but this is a vlog, and I am going to number it as it's a vlog, or it's going to go in the vlog playlist, I should say. But it's really just to make up for it. Tell you guys what's been going on. I've been sick. I mean, I got sick Saturday with like scratchy throat and like everything else. Like I was getting strep, but then like I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was something I ate or like how I caught it, but like Sunday morning I felt awful. Then Sunday night it was just like, I mean, if you guys know how the stomach flu or stomach bug does, you know how it does. It was awful. All I did was sleep and feel uneasy the whole time. It was miserable and like it was just awful. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, honestly. It was really bad. But the thing is those things only last for a few days. The worst of it, I would say. And if you know what I mean, the worst symptoms only last for a few days. I still had stomach cramps and was still trying to regain my strength for a couple of days, but like, I just kind of hung out with family Thursday, Friday, and kind of this weekend and stuff. Just tried to hang out with family, hang out at church, and just make sure that I'm 100% before I hit this ball rolling again. But I think it's time. I think it's time to hit the ball rolling again. And I am full time, so for those of you who don't think I'm full time, I hate to burst your bubble. I am full time. The only thing is, there's so many other things that are pulling away my full time. Not to a bad thing, because it's the 3 parts that make up a full time income. So again, I will say we are not rich by any means. We are very much hand to mouth. We're just making it at times, and it's scary. But at this point, I don't know if I want to go back and work anything other than what I'm doing now. At this point, so if you got, there's been times I thought about it, just because, like, for instance, Sony released a new camera, right? For those of you who don't know, I use a Sony Alpha 6000. Okay, it's a decent camera. Everything's great on it. The thing about this camera is for the wedding videography applications, it's kind of lacking. For YouTube, it's probably fine. I probably don't need to go any higher than this anytime soon. Probably even then. I know a lot of YouTubers shoot on a $2,000 camera, but like, there's points where it doesn't matter anymore. Like, this camera is definitely sufficient. It is shooting above the quality that I'm uploading in, so that tells you anything. It's not 4K. I'm just saying the quality, the bit rate, which I'm not going to bore you with bit rates and how YouTube compresses it and makes it look blockier than it actually is and things like that. Because like the raw image out of this, if I could somehow show you guys, I would. But the raw image out of this is just so sharp and so clear. but like at the same time, I know YouTube is going to compress it. So, and it also has like nice effects. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but like there's a skin smoothing effect, and you might have seen it like kick in and kick off every now and again. Like for instance, let me show you a blemish on my face. See, if I do it like this, where my hand's in front of my face and it's focused on my hand, you can see that my face is really red right there where my glasses touch, because my glasses rub against my face, and like, see, it just kicked on. So like my glasses rub my face and they scratch my face up and give me like little rub marks on my nose. And you can see how it just smoothed it out a little bit, and it makes it really hard to see stuff like that. And I really like that because I definitely do not have perfect skin. Definitely. I have extremely dry, scratched up skin like 24/7. Anyway, to get back on track, I don't know why I went on that tangent. I was just talking about my camera and things I liked about it, because I haven't had a chance to gush about it and say how happy I am to have been able to afford something like this and make my quality go up on my channel, because I've been wanting to do that for a while. And I've only been able to do that because of my wedding videography business, because I could really justify, if I spend a little money on my wedding videography business, it'll make me more money in the long run. So I bought this camera. It has some features that are kind of lacking for wedding videography, like it doesn't have touch to focus or anything like that. So like and the face tracking is really annoying when you have a huge group of people. Like if you want to specifically bride and groom only, they would be like in a big wedding party, and like it would focus on grandma or something that's just a half an inch closer to the camera. As you can see, it focuses on the thing that's closest to it. Hold on, let's see if I can try to figure this out. Like it's holding my face really well. Let me see if I can show you. I know if I blocked my face at all, like if I just did that, it should focus on, yeah, it almost did. It almost did. You see that? See, look at that. See, it focused on my finger just because I blocked my face tracking. And it's the closest thing to the camera. That's not always the best. I mean, 95% of the time it's good, but it's like focused on like my hat bill a couple times. It's lost focus a few times, and whereas like if I had say, the whole point of this is to say that I'm wanting to get the Alpha 6400 body. It's got a flip out screen so that I'd be able to see myself, besides looking at my monitor right here. In which while I'm playing games, I can't see myself at all. So like, I just like look at the camera and I'm just staring at the lens. I don't see myself. I don't know how I look. I don't know if the camera's cut off completely. Like I don't know anything. There's no information other than I'm looking at a black lens. I'm looking at the lens straight in the eyeballs. But if I had the flip out screen, I could like make sure it's still recording and make sure that, I guess what I'm trying to say is, well, we were talking about jobs. I was talking about, I don't want to get another job besides these, but I may be forced to because I want things. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff, I may would work a job to do that. And I was just going to let you guys know that would be why, if you guys for any reason wanted to either help me out buying a new camera, or I don't think there's any lenses I want for YouTube, so I'm not going to even say that, but there are just like some little accessories. I've kind of started thinking about, okay, what's going to be my next microphone, because that's where I want to increase the quality next. This microphone's nice, but it takes a lot of work to get it there. And I would prefer to not have to do that. I would prefer to it be just, I plug it in and the sound that comes out of it is very nice. And there's not a whole lot I got to do to it. And I'm looking at the Rode NT USB, by the way. I still want to stay USB. I want the Rode into USB because it's like the last step of USB microphones before you get into dedicated XLR microphones like the Shure SM7B. Like, I would love to have a Shure SM7B. Don't get me wrong. Listen, if one of you guys donate me a Shure SM7B and an audio interface, trust me, I'll use it. It's just for the money and for the less complicated setup, I would rather try to stick to USB for now until I do this full time, like just this, and where I could post every day. Then I could justify getting a more complicated setup. But anyway, this microphone has been really good, by the way. For those of you who don't know, this is an Audio Technica AT2020 USB. I've had it for 5 years at this point, 6 years. Like, almost the entire life of things that you've seen on my channel. Like, if you go way back, and there's even like a lot of private videos that aren't up here anymore. But if you go way back, I use my laptop audio. I use my laptop audio for those things. So, for those of you who may be starting YouTube, just use what you got. I mean, you have to learn some things before you really can use these things to their full power, if that makes sense. Is there a way for me to show you? I think there is a way for me to show you. Let me go in OBS. Because I've got some effects in OBS to try to simplify. This is what my microphone sounds like flat, straight out of the gate. I'm actually trying to talk a little louder just so that it kind of matches the volume of everything else. Just because of compressors and things kind of help bring up the volume a little bit. And now I have my effects back on. So this should give you a very clear, like, this is what the microphone sounds like by itself. This is after Jimmy puts effects on it. So that's what I mean by that is just because you have the equipment doesn't mean you're going to sound like what you think you're going to sound like. But I will say that having a nice microphone is definitely already a step in the right direction. And if you're going to spend money on anything, spend money on a microphone. Spend money on a good microphone and use your phone for a camera for a little while. Because this is like $100 US. Like, this microphone is extremely cheap, but it's very professional. It's very good. Is it a professional studio microphone? No, it's not. It's not a $5,000 microphone. It does not sound like a $5,000 microphone, even with effects on it. But it's got the job done for me for the past 6 years that I've had it. And it still works. Knock on wood. Because microphones tend to just go out when they go out. It's just kind of like it'll just be like, psh. Anyway, I was just telling you guys, there are some things that I want to upgrade on the channel, and I may have to get a second job. I may have to get another job. I'm not even going to count because I have too many now. I may have to get another job. And I was just telling, again, the whole reason I want to tell you guys this, and the reason why I drug this out and make this so long, is because I want to give you guys context when I say this. As a YouTuber, I've talked about this very briefly before, about how some of you only watch certain things. And since this is a face-only video, I'm hoping most of you watch this, or at least as many who normally watch City Skylines. I may even title this "Where is City Skylines" just to get those extra couple people, subscribers, not like outside people, just subscribers. I want as many of my subscribers to see this as possible. I really want to kind of get this across. There's a lot of people on my channel. I don't feel so bad for saying this because it's extremely late in the video. Most people have clicked off by 2 minutes, so I already know. Most people have probably clicked off by 2 minutes. So for those of you who watch to the end, can you leave "Lucille is thirsty" in the comments? That is what my hat says. It is a Walking Dead Negan hat. By the way, I'm a huge fan of Walking Dead. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with it, but the new villains are very, very cool. I really, really like Beta, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say who that is and what that. I love Beta. I don't know why, but I'm drawn to supervillains more than I am superheroes, which is kind of weird. That's why I have a huge Negan poster. Like, it's not because I stand behind it. I just like villains in movies and stuff because they're usually the most interesting people to try to dissect why are they bad, why are they evil. And in the case of Negan, he had a very obvious reason. I'm not going to say it, just not to spoil it. But like I said, we're just sitting here, we're just talking. So, to get back on track, I'm so sorry. I'm very, very ADHD. I didn't plan any of this out. I'm literally just talking off the cuff. I promise. I was expecting this to be a 2-minute insert into a Subnautica episode, but it has turned into its own video. So, if that tells you anything, this is meant to say, hey, this is why this is Subnautica instead of City Skylines, and why the next couple will be Subnautica instead of anything else that I normally post. When I started this channel, that's probably a good place to start. When I started this channel, way back in the day, I was watching the likes of like KY or Speedy, and by the way, I would not recommend, like, be careful what he swears, and I don't watch him anymore just because of personal convictions and stuff, and he's kind of washed up now anyway. But I used to watch like people like that. I used to watch people play GTA, and I was like, this looks really fun. This was back before like any of them blew up, by the way. Like, and I was very inspired to start a YouTube channel. I was always inspired by the random funny moments kind of stuff. Obviously, I do Let's Plays. So how did you get to Let's Plays? Well, I found people like Markiplier. I found people like Jack Spadicy. And just people like that over time. And now Corey Kenshin is a big influencer. Yub. Yub is actually a big influence of mine now. I really, really like Yub. And me and him have exchanged on Twitter a little bit. And even some of like people I hang out with who's my friends, they have really inspired me to like go the Let's Play route. And that's kind of like why I do Let's Plays now instead of like funny moments. Because I kind of feel like the funny moment scene is dead. Because if you put a 3-minute video up on YouTube, YouTube will crush it and absolutely will not promote it to anyone. Because it will get no watch time. And that's kind of why KR Speed's channel died. Or his main channel. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So when I started, like, I never wanted to be the guy known. He's that GTA YouTuber. He's that Call of Duty YouTuber. Because, yes, those are games I played during that time. Believe it or not, go back and look at my channel. Like, very far back, you will see that I posted GTA and Call of Duty mainly. And then I got into Minecraft really big. Like, you'll see a solid year or two where I posted almost nothing but that. I say all that to say I never intended for this channel to be one game, ever. And I don't want it to be one game because I'm all over the place. If you can't tell. If you can't tell, I'm all over the place. I need constant change in my day-to-day, or I just get in a, like, honestly, it depresses me. I would then treat this like I would treat going on a construction job or working in the oil field. If I had to do like a monotonous 9 to 5 every day, I would hate my life. And that's why I want to do YouTube, because it's so different every day. And a lot of it's the same, and it does kind of get to that point sometimes if I play something too much, or if I, like I did Subnautica, unfortunately. Like the original Subnautica, that's why there was pauses in the series. I got tired of looking at it. I was just like, okay, I've recorded way too much of that. I'm tired of looking at the game. I can't edit nothing. And then it's like, I've done wasted all that time recording that footage. I'm going to put it out at some point. And that's just like, you know, if I record it, it's going to go out at some point. I promise. Like, I usually don't just delete footage. I mean, unless there's something inherently wrong with it, like the face cam didn't record or something like that. which has actually happened a couple times. And again, I'm just providing context because what I say, I don't want it to be taken out of context at all. And I don't want people's feelings to be hurt too bad. There is like a little point where it's like, if your feelings are hurt after this, at that point, I'm sorry. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm not gonna change who I am. I've always intended to be a variety channel, even when I was doing funny moments. Because I had, like I said, I had Black Ops funny moments. I had like Call of Duty funny moments. You know, Black Ops 1. Shout out for the OGs who remember that game. GTA 4. Before even GTA 5 came out, I was doing funny moments on it. Gmod, I did. I'm trying to think of my funny moments specifically. I think that's it. And then I started doing like Minecraft Let's Plays because I was watching a lot of Minecraft YouTubers at that time. And then it just kind of gradually went on from there. I started playing more indie games. I think I played Unturned a little bit, and I just gradually started like developing my channel. And I was like, I love that I started out doing funny moments back in the day. I love that. And if I had the time and if I had the internet and I had the friends who could all get on at the same time, I probably would still do funny moments. I mean, they would be clean because the ones back in the day were not clean. But again, that's a whole nother. I've changed as a person since then, and as well as the people that I let be in my videos, I've changed the stigma for that. It happened many years ago, but if you go back to the very beginning of my channel, you'll see lots of swearing and things like that. Mostly not done by me because at that time I didn't swear that much. I've never been a huge just swearer, but like at the same time, it was. I think there was a few times that it was there. That's all I'll say about that. Anyway, I've changed as a person since then. Like towards my Minecraft days, I really got into. I don't want to swear. I want my channel to be clean. I want the people I hang out with to not swear. So I make that a stigma that if you're going to be on my channel, you're not going to swear because like that's how I do it, and I want there to be a synergy between us, and it will feel like we're two clashing forces if I don't swear and they're just over there dropping all kinds of profanity, and it's like I don't know. In other words, I've been family friendly since before family friendly was a thing. Okay, but anyway. But yet I would play cool games like, like GTA and stuff like that. I would just avoid the nastier things that's in that game. Like specifically, I would avoid try to avoid like the language and stuff. But it's not always possible. But I still do that. Like I still try to avoid there being language in the games that I play. And if there is, I either bleep it or cut it out. Cut out that part of the game entirely. Just giving you guys a channel hit. I don't know why I'm doing this. I just feel like this is a talk that just needs to happen. Golly, I've been recording for 45 minutes. I hope there's a lot that I can cut out of this. I hope that probably not. I feel like I've talked nonstop. So I say all that to say, I've always been a variety channel. I always will be a variety channel, and I apologize if that's something that some of you guys don't want. Some of you guys would like me to be a City Skylines only YouTuber, and like I get that vibe, and I understand if that's the video that people come from. That's what I'm the same way. Look, I get really into a certain series, somebody's, and I binge that series, and I'm like I can't wait until that series comes. But I understand like if I go to Markiplier's channel. He doesn't just upload Subnautica. By the way, that's my favorite series of his. If you have not seen it, it's good stuff. Again, the swearing, be careful with that. Honestly, it's just so funny and so entertaining. I love that series. But I understand that Mark is not a Subnautica YouTuber. But I have people like IGP to go and watch if I want just Subnautica. Or just Subnautica-like games. And I say all this to say that I'm not going to turn into a Subnautica YouTuber either. I just like playing games that I like to play. You know what I'm saying? I like what I like, and that's what I'm going to play. I'm not going to jump out of one dead-end job into creating another dead-end job for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want a mundane 9 to 5. And I don't want YouTube to ever be that mundane 9 to 5. I need YouTube for me to be an escape from reality. Somewhere I can go to have fun, and entertain people and brighten other people's days so that therefore my day is brightened. You know, because honestly, life sucks sometimes. Oh, this is a great message. Sometimes life sucks, but I want to be able to play the games that I want to play to help my life feel better. But also, I want to help other people who may be having a bad day. I know that's very typical YouTuber, like mumbo gumbo. I want to help people who are feeling like they just at their ropes end. But, you know, if you don't know, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. That's part of my whole channel now. I want to help people. I want to reach lost people, but it's not just that, you know, I want to help people even if I can't, and I don't have some ulterior motive for creating YouTube content because like I said, I started way before I believe I was even saved, honestly. You know, I started a long time ago. And it may not seem that long ago, but a lot of the videos I made when I first started are either private or unlisted because of the whole swearing thing. You can find it. There are highlights that I have posted that include old videos, if that makes sense. Like I'll say, Immortal, you go look up Immortal Jeremy highlights and you'll know what I'm talking about. But those videos will have been deleted or unlisted just to kind of like clean up my channel, so to speak. So my goal was never to pick one game, get super successful off of it, and just keep playing the same game. And that's never going to be the goal. I like City Skylines, just like I like Subnautica, honestly. The City Skylines is really hard to produce, though. I will say that for a 15-20 minute episode is about 3 or 4 hours of recording on top of the 3 or 4 hours that it usually takes me to edit it. So it takes a full 8 hours to get one episode of that out. And sometimes I just don't have that time. And I'm just being real. You know, sometimes I don't have time to do that. And I promise you guys, I know you guys like it because that's how you're here in the first place. So you don't have to say, rip City Skylines in the chat, for instance. I'm not knocking on anybody specifically, but like, people will say stuff like that. People will say stuff like, where's City Skylines? Are you not going to do that anymore? I'll do what I either have time for or what I feel like doing that day. What seems like would be the most fun for me. And hopefully it turns into what's most entertaining for you. If not, that's totally fine. I understand that there's some disconnect. Like, you guys may not like Subnautica. You guys may not like other games that I like, and that's cool. But, like, you don't have to. That's fine. But I don't know how many of you are here for me. I know there's probably a handful of you because there's a few of you who comment on every video, Ash Thomas being one of them, even though you said you were going to change your name. There's a few who comment on every video, no matter what I post. And you don't know what that means to me. You have no idea. I promise you, you don't. I don't care how much I say it. I'm a quiet person, so I'm not good at expressing myself, which is partially why it's taken me an hour to record this entire thing, and it will probably be at least a half-hour video. At best. At best. There's going to be times where there's a game that I play that will get absolutely no views, and I know it. I know it won't. Some of the indie games I posted have been that, but it have been personal games that have been sitting on my hard drive that I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to fire up old Spooky Jump House Scare, or I'm going to fire up a House Flipper or something like that because I really just want to play it. It's been sitting on my hard drive forever. I've bought it for myself, or either the developer has gifted me a key or something. I've acquired this game. I want to play it. I've not had a chance to because I've been recording everything else. I'm going to record it for a change. And sometimes that turns into me falling in love with the game and recording 8 episodes in the span of like 3 days. And it's just how it happens. It's just, I get real passionate about things and then I just can't stop playing. And that's what happened with Fortnite too. And not to say that I'm not going to post more Fortnite now, but because I am, I'm definitely planning on posting more Fortnite. People are saying, well, it looks like you're turning into a Fortnite channel. No, it's just because that's just what I was playing right then. Pretty much the only video games I play nowadays is pretty much to record. I mean, I play a little bit off camera, but typically not, because if I do, that's wasting time in my eyes. And if I really want this stream, then I've got to go out and get it. And I've got to work like nobody else. Or I've got to live like nobody else. So that I can live like nobody else, if that makes sense. Those are good words of Sean Kennel on Think Media. That's another YouTuber I really, really like, and he really influences me. And I've thought about maybe doing a channel like his at some point, but that's another point. At some point, I may make another channel. I may make another channel that's completely dedicated to City Skylines, or maybe leave this one to City Skylines, and maybe I'll move my other content somewhere else. But that is a last resort because I've always been a variety channel. I would like to keep it that way because I have subscribers from everywhere. Before my City Skylines blew up, I had 378. Granted, I have 3,800 now. 3,800. And that is way over 378. I now have 3,800. So, what is that? That's like tenfold. I have like 10 times the subscribers I had, before City Skylines got me here. And who knows? I might post another video randomly thinking it's just going to be a one-off series, and it's going to blow me up to 380,000 or 38,000. Whatever. However you want to see it. I'm going to play a lot of different games. Don't worry. City Skylines isn't going well. Even though I never planned on doing more than that one episode of the nuclear bomb, I was just like, LOL, this is kind of funny and it's kind of clickbaity, so it's kind of like, haha. I was making fun of the clickbait YouTubers a little bit, but I never intended for that video to blow up the way it did. I mean, I don't guess you ever do intend on something like that happening. I mean, it literally could have been any game that did that. Honestly, it could have been literally anything that did that. And it would be the same way. If one of my vlogs blew up or something and somebody comes here just for the vlogs, I would say the same thing about the vlogs. Don't come here expecting one thing, because that's going to hurt our relationship in the long run, I think. It may hurt your feelings a little bit when I say I really don't feel like doing City Skylines today. You know, I may feel like it tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. Sometimes I see something that's really exciting on City Skylines that they've added a new pack or something that, by the way, I can't afford. They've added a new pack, or there's a new mod out or something, or there's a new city that I saw somebody posted, and I was like, ooh, I want to blow that up next. You know, and I'll get back into it. It may last for one episode. I may play 6 in a row. I just never know. And like I said, that stuff takes a long time to produce, so unfortunately, that's going to be probably the least posted series on my entire channel, but just because it takes so long to find maps. It takes so long to like not only find maps that work still. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but half the time the maps won't load on my PC. It's either because the maps are super old, or like either they're super new and have all the DLCs, which I don't have, or the requirements are too much for my PC, which is surprising because my PC is actually really beefy. So I say all that to say, like, that's like 3 reasons why a map won't work. So like that means like 1 in 4 maps that I decide, hey, this is cool enough, there's a 25% chance that it will work. And that's very bad odds. That's why it takes so long to get those episodes out. And I never intend for that to happen. It's just how it is. And especially since I was only planning on doing a one-off series, that's why it took me so long to kind of like, okay, I'll do more. Because I was already off of that. I was already like, at that point, that was like 6 months ago. Not now, but that was 6 months ago, and then it blew up. The video was 6 months old when it blew up. You know, we had already like moved into my parents' house. For those of you who don't know, I don't talk about this very openly, but we lived with my wife's parents for a little while, and then we lived with my parents for a little while. Now we're in our own place. So for those of people who are like, rubber. I know there's people who do that. Look, we've had there's a lot of things that have gone wrong for us. lots of things, and some of them are my fault and some of them are not. This is not the video for that, but maybe if I do a drama life or something like that, but I'm gonna wait till I get to a high subscriber base before I do that, because I want to kind of reveal everything once I get to where I'm going, so to speak. Once I get to where I'm going, I'll feel comfortable sitting down and talking about, this is how I got here. This is everything that I had to endure. And this is things that should have made me give up, and should have made me say, I don't want to do YouTube anymore. Or I don't even, heck, some things, I don't even want to live anymore. You know, that may sound harsh to say, but like, I've had instances like that in my life where I could have said that and I didn't. I never stopped pushing forward just because that's just how I am. I don't know how, like, Daquan has his W key. Like, I don't know how to use S. For those of you who are gamers know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to use my S key. I don't know how to stop. And sometimes that's bad, but at the same time, it's all I know. So hopefully it'll get me somewhere one day. I really do try. I try as hard as I can, and I really want this. And I don't ever want to come across that I don't want it, but it's just how it is at this point. So, rambly video. That's happening. So now this video is now going to be longer than any of my typical videos, which means that I can't upload it on Kelly's. There's no way. There's no way her hotspot will work for this. And that's the thing that I'm trying to work on too, is if I can get internet, I can be a little more consistent in things I post. Right now, it's like, if I can get something up, I'm doing good. Like, if I can post this week, I'm doing good. Like, trust me, if I post once a week right now, I'm doing great, because her hotspot literally won't let me post, and the only place I can post is like at church. So like, and that gets old real quick, thinking, well, I've got to have this video done by Wednesday, or I've got to have this video done by Sunday, or I'm not going to be able to post it until next Wednesday, next Sunday. My stomach just rumbled really bad. I just realized I'm hungry. Oh no. Oh no. You know, a week can go by very quickly. If I miss 2 opportunities to upload, then a whole week's gone by. So, like I said, I apologize and I'm not that organized. I'm not organized enough to like record and edit like 4 episodes before Wednesday, upload it all Wednesday, have it slowly trickle out. Like, I'm not organized enough to do that, honestly. I'm very run and gun. And I'm all over the place. Like, my attention's being pulled from every direction. My family, Kelly's family, Kelly, even. At times, it makes it really hard unintentionally. I understand, but like, it makes it really hard to do stuff like this when my attention's being pulled to 100 different directions. I've got the church where I work, and it's also a ministry there. I volunteer there a lot too without pay. There's a lot of things pulling me in a lot of different directions, and it's really hard to really just nail down time to do this. So that's kind of why it irks me, and kind of why I went on this whole tangent. It kind of irks me when people just say they're only here for City Skylines, or they're oh, rip City Skylines, oh, blah blah blah. Because I put the equal amount of work into everything I post. It may not look like it. It may be a simpler format, but I put my heart and soul in everything I do. Even just sitting down in this little fluffy coat, which by the way has gotten hot now. I've not said that, but I'm absolutely sweating. My mouth is super dry because I haven't had anything to drink in like over an hour, because I've been sitting here talking. And I'm starving, and I've got food already sitting over there made that I could go eat. But like, it's like I said, it's my mindset. It's just something I've been thinking about for a while. It's like, I don't want the success of my channel to be based on playing one game. And I know that game gets views, which now it's getting a lot less views than what it did. So I'm wondering if maybe some of you guys are kind of not interested in that still, or not as interested. I won't say not interested, but I will say not as interested. So like, I'm trying to think, okay, how can I innovate? You know, how can I keep everyone happy, or keep as many people happy as possible while keeping myself happy? Right, like, that's why I suggested in the last City Skylines, what if I did like a city where all the disasters are turned all the way up, and I'm trying to build a city despite meteors hitting me every day. And I've had a lot of people tell me that was a good idea, and I fully intend on doing that as a series. But again, I haven't had time to sit down and set that up. Because you would think it would be sit down, open the game, record. It's not that simple. I'm going to have to sit down, make sure the mods work that way, because I don't even know if that's possible. I think it is. I think it's possible to set where disasters can happen very frequently and can have a level 25 disaster or better even. I think you can set their frequencies. If you can't, then I don't know what I'm going to do. Because then I would be just adding in manual disasters whenever I want to, and that's not what I want to do. I may, if that don't work, I may just do disasters. I may just do normal disasters at that point, but I don't know how interesting that would be to build a city around normal disasters. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't had time to play with it all yet and see, okay, yes, this is going to work this way. No, that's not exactly how that works. So that series is coming. And if you guys see people down in the comments asking about any series, will y'all do me a huge favor? Point them to this video. Make sure to timestamp it for them. And just make sure that you do the specific time that I talked about it, because I know this video is long. Not everybody's going to watch it all the way through, but those warriors of you who are like out there like smashing it and like watching like all my content all the way through, I need your help the most. Make sure that people are informed about everything that's going on. And if you see people asking questions, please, answer. I'm not special. Please answer in my place. Don't feel like you're gonna and I may still respond to them, or I may say, yeah, they're absolutely right. That's how it is. Anyway, just try to point people to this video, things like that. This is now gonna take like 3 years to edit. So back to the whole variety game situation, not to beat a dead horse into the ground. That being said, I've noted the whole reason I say that is I've noticed Subnautica Below Zero, even though it's a brand new game that I've never played before. I played Subnautica, but not Below Zero. The views on it are at best. And the views aren't everything, but I really want my channel to grow. I really want to make a full-time income off this at some point. I really want to be able to do this and not have to do weddings every weekend to, you know what I'm saying? Not have to do weddings. Not to not have to be obligated to do this and that to just to be able to eat some fried dill pickles at the end of the day. Or some ramen noodles at the end of the day. I just would like to not have to worry anymore. It's really hard to create entertaining content when you're worried all the time. And worried, is this going to do great? Is that going to do great? We're Markiplier. A lot of these large channels have the luxury of, if a video doesn't do that well, oh well, they're fine. They're definitely fine. Their channel's still going to grow. Markiplier would not be hurt by just, he wouldn't even be hurt by not posting, because he's making enough off of old videos to still be fine. And I just want to get to that point, and I'm trying to see it through, but it's really hard sometimes. So if you guys could, now that you've heard my big long spiel about it, can you guys please make sure that you're sharing my videos, especially the ones that you like the best. But try to show a little more love than usual to the stuff that's not City Skylines. I have 3,800 people who... Why are you focusing on my microphone? Camera? I have 3,800 people who's going to watch my City Skylines videos. Try to be the handful... Oh, maybe it's focusing on my cap. Try to be the handful that watches everything. Try to be the handful that watches and shares and likes and comments on the stuff that normally wouldn't get loved by my City Skylines only people, because there are a lot of those. Out of the 3,800 subscribers, usually my City Skyline stuff gets a couple hundred views. And then even further down from that, a lot of my non City Skyline stuff will get 30 or less. Like in the case of Subnautica episode 2, that got 7 views. That's lower. That was lower than when before. Like I was getting 20 views when I had 378 subscribers. Like that's why I'm even saying any of this, because like at this point it doesn't matter if I have 3,800 subscribers if none of them watch the rest of my stuff. And I know some of you do. And I really appreciate that. It really does mean more than you know. But I also need those videos to do as well as my City Skyline videos. At least the recent ones. Obviously not every video I post is going to get 300,000 views. Not yet. But I would like them all to get at least 100 with the audience that I have. And I think that's a realistic enough number to shoot for, considering the math of 20 people watch when I had, or 30 people would watch when I had 300 subscribers. That's 10% of my audience. 10% of my audience now is 380 people. So my views are awful for my subscriber base. And if it ever gets to the point, I may have to make another channel. I don't ever want to do that. But if I feel like my channel is dead and I can't resurrect this channel, I may just go ahead and make another channel. And that way I start out of the gate, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do. Just so it's very clear. This is the content I produce. And I even, and then my first video would look like this versus filmed on a potato or something with a bad microphone. Like I'll start out with good quality. I guess I'm going to call it this. We need to talk. Because that's what it turned into. Oh my goodness. I apologize, but like being sick for like a week really gets my mind. Like it gave me way too much time to think. I mean, I know I caught up with a lot of TV shows and stuff, and caught up on my YouTube watching and stuff during that time. But at the same time, it gave me a lot of time to really think about my life, and it gave me a lot of time to think about my YouTube channel and kind of where I want it to go and where I definitely don't want it to go. And I just need to be able to post whatever I want to and know that my audience is going to watch it no matter what. And I want people who are here for my personality and who are here for the kind of quality that I produce and the love and care that I put into every video, and the extra effort that I put into it to make sure the lighting is right, or that I would go out of my way to put up these red and purple lights in the background to make a more interesting background, and really just try to make things interesting. I put a lot of time into decorating my background, like the Negan poster, and the background's changed 101 times, and you guys know that. Like, go watch all my videos. Like, my background has changed so much. I put a lot of work into just making sure that, everything looks good. And I want people to be here for that. Not one game that I played that I only expected to play one time. One time. I bought City Skylines and I'm like, okay, I'm going to play it. I'm going to do one video on it. And then it's going to be a good one-off. And now it's a like 7 or 8 part series, and it's probably going to get even bigger as time goes on. But it's a lot of work, and I'm running out of maps, so like I'm going to have to figure out some way to supplement that with more city builder games, more city skylines in other ways than just that. Please be patient with me while I do that, and I'm definitely planning on doing that. I'm not saying that that series is done for. That's not what any of this means. I just mean that I need everybody to watch everything as much as possible. And for those of you who do watch everything already, try to help me achieve that by sharing the stuff that... Don't share the stuff that's already getting lots of love. Share the stuff that doesn't get love at all. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to a 20-something-year-old ramble. I don't know how old y'all. I don't know if I'm older than you or younger. I would assume I'm probably older than most of you, or about the same age. But thank you for listening to a 20-something-year-old ramble about dreams when you know, or back in my day kind of stuff. And I kind of went all over the place. I did some back in my day, and then I looked into the future a little bit. I would just really like to be able to post whatever and it get okay viewership, you know, and then be able to post city skylines when I really want to boost. And that's kind of the attitude I took for a while, but now I'm going to try to like incorporate it more reluctantly, because I know if I don't, my current subscribers aren't going to watch, or there's a lot of them that won't watch if I don't put it in there. It also discourages new people from subscribing. Like they see Los Santos, or they see Rhinestone, or they see any of the other ones, and they go scroll my channel. I was like, he hasn't posted City Skylines in a few months, but it's got 401 episodes of Subnautica. Too bad I'm not interested. Not subscribing. And I know I've missed out on a lot of subscribers that way. I already know. I mean, 301,000 views should have turned into 301,000. I mean, I know that's not how that works, but like, that was 301,000 potential subscribers. If I got 301,000 subscribers, I would be making a full-time income right now. I would be doing very well for myself. But like, even it could have been 30, you know, instead of 3,000. If I would have done a little bit more, and I truly believe if I would have done a little bit more and really reacted faster, that, good Lord, another hour has passed. I know if I would have attacked that sooner and harder, that I probably would have closer to probably about 30,000 instead of 3,000. And I'm kind of kicking myself for that, but I would probably, in this situation, but worse. Because at that point, my channel's set. It's City Skylines or nothing. Like, I'm just trying to make it, y'all. I was trying to make it as a YouTuber. Like, that's all I'm doing, man. I'm only trying to follow my dreams. I'm trying to do what this thing in here's telling me, you know. And if it's not telling me to play City Skylines that day, I'm not going to. I'm sorry. I'm not going to force myself to record a game. That being said, I like City Skylines, so I will record it, but not because any of you say so. And that may be harsh. That may be hard to hear. But at the end of the day, I think my content will be better for it. Let me back up to like something I said like almost an hour ago. I'm never going to stick to just one game. And that also works in your favor. If you hate Fortnite, guess what? That's not going to be the only game on this channel. It never will be. Probably. Yeah, probably not. Because I get frustrated with that very easily. Like, I play it a lot, and then it's like, okay, something happens, and I get really frustrated and burnt out on it. Just like I did with Call of Duty or anything else. But like, you know, I may go through my stints where I like Fortnite for a month. You know, I'm really playing it a lot, and then I just drop off, and then I'll post any more Fortnite. And that's absolutely awful for growing a channel, by the way. If you guys didn't know, and I know this, I'm aware of this, but I think, again, at the end of the day, people are going to be here for me, not because of Fortnite, and that's how I want it to be. I want people to be here because they see either themselves in me, or I remind them of their friend or their cousin or somebody they like. You know, I remind them of a family member, of a brother, friend, whatever, you know. Or remind them of themselves, and that's kind of my whole thing. In a way, we have like this online friendship going. And that's how I want it to be. I don't want it to be about a specific game. I just want it to be about gaming or games, with the occasional everything else thrown in there at some point, like the occasional vlog, like I've been talking about, you know, really well done cinematic vlogs with the occasional like short indie film, with occasional, you know, whatever creatively I've been working on. Like, I won't ever narrow it down to just doing one thing. Even. Like, it's not even going to be limited to gaming, you know. That's kind of my whole thing. Is I love gaming, but I also love making movies. I love video editing and making cinematography things. I nerd out about being able to have a really blurry background and the camera gear that I use to make this blurry background. I nerd out about, you know, stuff that looks and sounds good. I nerd out about music sometimes, you know, like feel like the film score that I made. You know, like if I go and make music or something, I nerd out about guitars sometimes. And I nerd out about TV shows. So, you know, maybe one day I'll sit down and talk about The Walking Dead or something. Probably not, but because people hate spoilers. So I tried that once. It didn't work out very well. But I want to be able to comfortably be able to experiment with my channel when things are stale. And by the way, if you have never seen that series, I called it Walker Wednesday. And what I did is I played a zombie game, and then I talked about The Walking Dead episodes that were just happening. Haven't done it in forever. I did a couple episodes and it didn't do so hot. It did worse than my normal video, so I just stopped it. Plus, I know people... Plus, I found it really hard to talk about The Walking Dead without talking about spoilers. Because I was at a very strict, like, I don't want to spoil this week's episode on Wednesday that just happened Sunday. Because people... And then I was like, well, if I do it a week behind, then it's not hot off the press. Doesn't get any views. So it's like, I'm going to scrap that series until I have a better idea. So maybe that's something I can bring back at some point. I don't know. See, just stuff like that. Like I want to be able to experiment with stuff, and in order to do that, I have to cultivate an audience that likes me, not necessarily one game I play. And I really need your help in doing that. And I need people like you who are going to go and make sure that the people who are here for one thing only see everything. Because I can't do everything. I'm already filming the content for hours. You know, case in point, I'm already going to be editing for hours. Case in point. I'm already going to have to do thumbnails, which this one should be easier. but typically a thumbnail takes half an hour to an hour. Usually, sometimes I don't even have that kind of time, so I just don't even worry with it. Or I just use some stock image, which is awful. I really need to get good about making thumbnails, but that's like the hardest thing for me to fit into my schedule because it's short enough to be done quickly, but it's long enough to really get in the way if I have other things to do that day. And then I have to render it, which takes forever. Case in point, this video is going to take probably 3 or 4 hours to render. And that's with the beefy PC, just because of everything I throw on it. And then it's going to take, oh God, it depends on the internet. If it's going to take 3 or 4 days on Kelly's, or it's going to take like 4, 5, 6 hours at the church. So case in point, that's a lot of hours. That's a lot of hours just put into content. So I don't always have time to like go and make sure people are watching everything and marketing things like I should. And that's my fault, but I'm trying to do better by asking you guys to help me with that. I'm not putting you to work. I'm asking for just a little bit of help. If you have that cousin or friend or whatever that likes gaming content, who likes Markiplier or Jexpedicy, or even if you somehow have a YouTuber like Yub or Corey Kenshin or somebody like that and that they'll listen to you, share my content with them and try to help me get their attention. And it's not this vain, like, oh, I want to steal their subscribers or like, I want the easy way. No, I'm just really asking for help. Like I legitimately just need there to be a few people who watch everything. And I'll be a happy guy. I'll be a really happy guy. And you may, in turn, then get more City Skylines because I feel like making videos more often. And when I run out of Subnautica, I'm going to do City Skylines. When I run out of Fortnite, I start recording City Skylines, Like, that's the key, man. That's the key. A lot of times it's like, well, Fortnite updates every single week. So I feel like I have to post a video every single week to be relevant in the Fortnite community. And at this point, I don't care anymore. Yeah, I'm just going to post Fortnite if I'm going to post Fortnite. If I'm not, I'm not. So, and I'm still trying to like get good at Fortnite. So like that when I do play, that's a whole big mess. I'm trying to make sure I get good enough to where I can compete with the best players. By best players, I'm talking about like on the level of like Dan TDM, for instance, to where I can go and get like 10 kills in a match pretty easily. Or like Lachlan or Dan TDM or somebody like that, which now Lachlan plays just Fortnite. So, or like Sunday, for people like that. I need to be able to compete with their content. And it's very hard to do because Sunday is a 10 million subscriber channel who hires people to edit his videos. And he hires people to make custom creative Fortnite maps for him every single day. And he has a group of friends who are all YouTubers by trade who he plays with every single day. So it's really hard for me to keep up with that. So it's hard for me to even make a dent in that at all. So when I do post Fortnite, I don't go, ugh, another Fortnite video. Great. I hate Fortnite. I really wish it would just disappear. Please don't take that out on me. Like, just please don't. Try to share my stuff. Try to help me out. And we'll all get there eventually. And like, I promise if I could just get like to the point where I'm self-sustained on nothing but YouTube, I can maybe ease up on booking videography stuff and then therefore have more time for YouTube. I mean, hello, it's simple math. You'll get more city skylines. You'll get more everything you want, you know. You'll get more videos, period. I mean, you'll probably even get stupid videos that don't make any sense. I'm like, if I'm self-sustained and I can hire an editor, bruh, y'all would be like rolling the city skylines and other games and things like that. So just keep that in mind. If I could ever hire an editor, heck, if any of y'all would like to volunteer to edit, your boy needs help editing. So if you guys can volunteer editing or volunteer to pay for an editor or something, that would help me get content out. Although internet's a big deal too, so. But an editor would really help too, because that's very, 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 very time consuming. Because when my computer's rendering, I can't record. When I'm editing, I can't record. When we're uploading, I typically can't record because everything's internet based nowadays. So if you're not hooked to the internet or you're uploading and your bandwidth's too slow, you can't open the Epic launcher to pull open any games. I can't open Steam and play City Skylines because it has to download my mods every time that I open Steam for whatever reason. I don't know how any of that works, but it just does. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I've been rambling for an hour and 40 minutes now, so hopefully I can get this down to under an hour. If I can, oh dear Lord, I feel bad for you guys. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end if you did. In addition to your Lucilla's thirsty, say pickles. I don't know why, but just do it because I asked. So, if you say pickles in the comments, I know you'll have seen the whole thing. So, that'll really make me feel good. So, thank you guys so much for watching. This video is probably not going to get any views, but hopefully it will. So, everybody can see it and be aware of what's going on. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless. See you guys later. Remember, I'm here if you need anything. You guys have listened to me, so it would be. Excuse me. It would only be fair if I listened to you as well. So if you guys need absolutely anything from me, I'm here. I'm here to be a friend. I'm here to talk. I know I'm really busy. I know, like, I'm created a YouTube Messenger chat as well. So, like, if you want in that, just ask for an invite. There's a few really cool people there, and I really want to grow that. And I know I can't always get on it because now my phone's broke. So, like, it's like one thing after another. Not only do we not have internet and I can't check it on the computer anymore, my phone is also broke, so I can't just check it on the go. So I'm going to have to, like, borrow Kelly's hotspot, slow hotspot, and get on iPad or get on this or something. Yeah, that's that. I got all this out of my system, so if there's anything you want to say, either about anything I've said, this is a very, very much so a two-way street. I've spoke my hour and 40 minutes. Feel free to type your long comment, and I will read it. Even if I don't like it, even if I don't reply to you, I will read it at least. You know, and I mean, not to say I don't like and heart comments. I do that all the time. And I know I don't always reply, but I at least try to like and heart your stuff whenever I see it so that you know that I've seen it. I know I'll leave a lot of you on red, and I apologize for that. I really don't intend to do that. It's literally a time thing, and it's literally, it boils down to time, and it boils down to internet a lot of times as well, and the fact that my phone's broke now. So yeah, I know I've already done my outro, but like, tip of the hat to you. Be sure to leave your comments down below. word.